I'm thinking it's unbelievable. You know, it's so fun. It's fun for them. It's fun to watch them. You know, I think that the boys are having a great time with it, and they're hard workers, and they're down to earth. You know, they're not really caught up in a lot of stuff. They're just, you know, they like to cook, and they like to be home, and they like to perform, and you know, it's amazing though.
Same with them, but when they started playing together, you heard all the probably the noise they were making instead of music. I'm sure at first you had to think, to get to this stage, it's got to be unbelievable.
Well, I think my greatest concerns at first were when I saw them taking off in that minivan with a 4-inch piece of foam in the back that they were going to sleep in some other seat wired into it. And I'm thinking, no seat belts, and you've got all this stuff in here, and you're going to sleep like this, and, you know.
Or drive all night. That was the scary
Yeah,
part.
driving, and then, you know, they're discovering Red Bull and stuff at truck stops to stay awake, and I'm thinking, oh my God, and you're where? Kansas?
As a mom, do you take credit, or do you think it's him? Or?
No, it's, you know what, it's their hard work and their talent and their drive. I think one of the things is that the boys have a really strong work ethic, and I think that to succeed in anything, you have to have it, and they figured out how to do what sets their heart on fire and get somebody to pay them for it, so it's all good.
They seem to have a pretty good bond together, two guys that...
They are a lot like brothers. I was so proud of them for the name for the last album, and part of that is their relationship, but for both of them, they only have brothers. And so those are really strong foundation of who they are as men and what they see as important in this life. And but I just thought it was a great name, and that it's been such a successful album just as icing on the cake for them.
I've heard that they were a little taken aback at first when this thing just kind of took off. I mean, they've been playing places forever, and now they're everywhere.
It was. My favorite thing is Michael does, Patrick's brother does the artwork stuff, and when they did the CD, he got a call from the record company saying that they'd ruined it, that there was nothing on the CD, that it was just black, and what was that? And Michael told the gentleman, hold it up to your forehead. And he's like, what? Just hold it up to your forehead, because it's heat-sensitive ink, so you can't see what it is until it's hot. I was like, oh, Michael, that's so bizarre.
Hold it up to your forehead.
So they're unusual, I guess you'd say.
Think the music.
They are. Well, it's just, you know, who would, you know, they're just funny. They're just...
And they are. They just seem like they're normal guys that walk around the streets of Akron.
They are. And I think they've done a good job adjusting to the shows. Feel a lot different to me because there are just so many people, and it's overwhelming. When we were in Columbus this past summer, this little girl came up to me, and, you know, I don't know her and how she knew who I was, and she said, you know, are you Patrick's mom? And I said, yes. And she said, are you Michael's mom? And I said, yes. And she said, can I show you something? And here's this beautiful little girl who proceeds to take her pants down to show me a tattoo that she has in her bikini area of a graphic that's on one of the album covers. And I said, of course, being my age, is that real? And she said, oh, yes, I love it. It doesn't look like a tattoo, does it? It looks like the artwork. And I was like, oh.
Whatever. Whatever.
Then she said, do you want to come to, would you like to come to my apartment for dinner? And I was like, you know, I think I'm good. So there's some strange, you know, stuff sometimes.
And they didn't really seem to change when they went from recording in the basement to big studio now. I think people were afraid that when they got with a big label and all that, they were going to become something.
I think that their relationship with one another has kept them both grounded, you know. And in our family, if you start getting full of yourself, you get your chops busted pretty quickly. You know, and I think that's the nature of having a mainly male family. Would you say that?
Yeah, it works really well.
Anything else you would?
No, just thanks to everybody that has supported them from the beginning and now, and that that likes their music. And people should know that the boys are grateful for all of the support and for their
They are.
fans.
Thank you, Akron.